A mega magic bricks now impacts. CM Fadnavis suspends the no-confidence motion against Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation Chief Tukaram Munde. Tukaram Munde will stay in office. A record number of firecracker-related injuries. People queuing up in hospitals complaining of sore throats, wheezing and breathlessness. Cities are still blanketed with smog 3 days after the festivities. Is it time for India to ban crackers? That's the question we're asking on Magic Bricks now. Megacities in India get a metro push. The Mumbai-Dahisar-Chako-Bandra metro corridor gets a coastal zone nod. And in Bangalore, Silk Board KR-Puram metro link, which will be a lifesaver to most IT employees in the city, becomes one step closer to reality. This is the Urban Debate 360 on Magic Bricks now. I'm Faye D'Souza. Let's go on to our top story. Our mega impact. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has suspended the resolution to sack Navi Mumbai's Municipal Corporation Commissioner Tukaram Munde. The CM reportedly took this decision in the larger public interest. However, this is a temporary suspension. The mayor and the NMMC can file their objections against this in the next 30 days, following which they can either execute the CM's decision or roll it back. Earlier, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis met with both the mayor and the corporators and Tukaram Munde separately on the matter. Both parties submitted their reports. The Municipal Corporation Chief Tukaram Munde has faced a no-confidence motion, which was 105 out of 111 corporators voted against him, levelling several allegations against him, including behaving in an autocratic manner, taking decisions without the consent of corporators, and humiliating them on various occasions. Though I must remind our viewers, as we pointed out on this channel repeatedly, Tukaram Munde has absolutely no record whatsoever of corruption, of stalling files, or of not doing his job. In fact, he had a huge support come in from citizens of Navi Mumbai who rallied to support the honest officer.
Absolutely, it's a big win for Navi Mumbai citizens, of course, who've been campaigning for reinstation of the civic chief Tukaram Munde. The state government has gone ahead and suspended the resolution on the no-confidence motion against Tukaram Munde. Remember, a couple of days earlier, 105 out of 111 corporators of the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation had gone ahead and voted against Tukaram Munde. They'd levelled several allegations against him. One, of course, that he has adopted an autocratic behaviour. All of the decisions that he's taken in the past has not been in favour with the corporators. Now, of course, the state government has taken a stand that he is an honest officer. This post CM Devendra Fadnavis hinting, of course, that targeting an honest officer is, will not be tolerated at all. Now, of course, the state government has gone ahead and suspended the resolution. But remember, this is only for the next 30 days because under Section 451, the mayor and the corporators here who have levelled allegations against Munde can file their objections. The state government tells us that within the next 30 days, if there is an objection that's filed, they will take a further call on whether to, retain Tukaram Munde as a Navi Mumbai civic chief or not.
Well, on to our other big story, the ban on firecrackers. Over 400 have been injured across India in the last 3 days. Children specifically have lost their eyesight. Severe burn injuries are being reported in major hospitals across the country. All of this is the toll from firecracker-related incidents. There are no official numbers yet of the number of patients that are queuing up outside of hospitals and clinics nationwide complaining of respiratory distress. But to give you an idea of the toll that firecrackers take on us, our reporters fanned out across the country. They spoke to doctors and they visited hospital wards. Here's a report.
Mumbai's air quality has gone from bad to worse in just days after Diwali. The AQI that has been recorded is between 300 to 400, which means that the category into which the air quality falls is severe, implying that the air that Mumbai citizens are breathing is extremely hazardous for them. Now, we spoke with a couple of doctors who look after respiratory problems, and they told us that they have seen a hike of 30% in the number of patients who have been visiting them with problems related to asthma, with problems related to severe cough, and they have got some patients which are finding it very difficult to breathe. They said that from last year to this year, they have seen an increase of 30% in these patients. Also, they said that now they have got very young kids as old as 3 months going up to 5 years And the other category which has seen a spike are people above 50 years old. They said both these categories have seen people and small children being finding it extremely difficult to breathe because of the high levels of pollution. On the other side, doctors at JJ Hospital, at Sion Hospital, at KM Hospital have said that this year they have also seen an increased number of children coming with burnt injuries due to bursting of firecrackers. KM Hospital has admitted 4 young kids aged between 10 to 15 with 20%, 30% burnt marks as they were trying to burst crackers, and those crackers blew into their faces. Sion Hospital currently is looking after 2 kids who have come with burnt marks because of firecrackers. So on both these aspects, when we talk about the pollution that we are breathing and about burn injuries, this year the trend is that they've seen an increase in the number of patients for both these problems.
Burns, eye infections, skin allergies and breathing problems are some of the issues that came as a package with this year's Diwali celebrations. In fact, compared to last year, this time around the incidence of injuries by bursting firecrackers has seen a decline. In fact, pulmonologists from various hospitals tell us that post-Diwali, they have seen patients, especially children, being admitted to hospitals due to respiratory and lung related disorders. Now, however, in Victoria Hospital especially, what they tell us is they have seen about 30% of decrease, especially in respiratory cases when compared to last year, which was in fact more. In the wards of the city's prominent eye hospitals, many, especially children and women, have been admitted to with serious injuries, especially in the city's prestigious eye hospital, that is Narayana Netralaya. There is a marked increase in the number of eye injury cases from last year compared to 45 cases reported last year, and the number of cases that were reported this year stands at 61. In Minto Hospital, about 24 cases were reported this year when compared to cases at least 32 last year. In Modi Eye Hospital, 9 cases were reported this year compared to 8 last year, and Netradama Eye Hospital reported about 50% decline in cases, reporting total of 5 cases this year compared to 10 last year. Now, compared to last year, there is definitely a decline in the number of eye injuries, especially in Bengaluru this Diwali. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Magic Bricks Now.
Is it time for the country to ban firecrackers altogether? The argument of passing on some sort of education so people can make their own choices. Do we have enough time for that education? Do we have enough time for moderation? Is it time that we as a country took a stand and banned firecrackers altogether?
Diwali is a time when our poor patients, young and old, both suffer a lot for no fault of theirs. None of them are bursting crackers. They just have to bear the onslaught of what others are doing to them. We have children who are born of smoking mothers whose damage in their lungs is permanent. I have done studies that have shown that young girls in the age of 20 to 30 in Juhu have got lung functions which are less than expected by about 20 to 30%.
Any ban on crackers is an attack on the religion. Now this is ridiculous. Now I would like to add one more factor to all the things that you have brought up about pollution, respiratory problems, and it's a serious issue, is that those atom bombs can give older people a heart attack. They terrify children. I'm a dog lover, and you actually see a living creature tremble.
Does the celebration of Deepavali is only cause?
No, it's not celebration of Deepavali, sir. It is pollution.
Casualties.
No, it is pollution. It is not celebration. I celebrate.
The same thing I am saying.
I celebrate Deepavali. I put a lot of lights.
I think we should also differentiate here the celebration of the festival with the firecrackers. They're not one and the same thing.
From the pollution-free air throughout the year.
In a country where for everything we come, that we should not be banning anything, the moment it comes to a religious festival, or specifically Hindu, on the lights, somebody said that we should be only celebrating with lights. Let me tell you, sir, it's a very organized attack, and that's why we call it an organized attack. Today, a mainline newspaper has printed the whole story, how vulgar display of lights on Diwali. There's a vulgar display of lights. They've already started
I also condemn that. I condemn that.
You know,
but just because some
here on the show, talking yes is I'm a hardliner. But I am condemning the light display because
No,
it's
no, no.
vulgar because somebody can't have light.
I also condemn that leftist writers.
You know,
I also condemn them. Very
Drinking
rightly said.
urea in our milk, then nobody can pay attention towards these important issues which we are facing throughout the year.
I am suggesting that we first need a certain level of education and not such widespread.
I'm going to
Don't
go,
have
one
luxury
second,
of
one second, one
time.
second. I have Akshara on the phone line. She's 11 years old. She's called us from Hyderabad. Akshara, good evening. If you can hear me, go ahead. What would you like to say to the gentleman on the panel?
I want to say that as I am a student
Yes.
of school global at school, I want the crackers to be banned because lots of damage to environment due to which birds like nightingales are appearing in the morning. And this will be a myth for my future of mine. And one of my friend has lost a hearing ability due to this noisy crackers.
Very good girl. Very prudent girl.
Thank you for calling
Akshara.
us, Akshara.
No, this is excellent, and the students, I think, are spearheading our fight against this pollution. And I know that many schools are doing this, and students are actively doing what we've been saying, education. I don't know whether we need to wrap up, but the message I want to say is that there is a comment which says that only one day is not going to make a difference. May I suggest this to my panelists, that please, on one day, let's stop it. On the remaining days, let's fight all other forces of pollution, and let's do it 365 days.
Well, in other stories, fresh trouble is brewing for Bangalore's steel flyover. The flyover Beda fraction now alleges that the controversial flyover will violate green norms. Citizens are bashing their allegations on the detailed project report of the BDA. Shrija caught up with Leo Saldana, an environmentalist who's making these allegations, to find out where the research is coming from.
They are not even sure about the project, but they have the project report ready. That's one of the most nonsensical and ridiculous violations that one can ever imagine. The second is the fact that the Chief Minister has pushed the project. Chief Minister has no business managing the city. It belongs to the city government to do it. And the city government should have gone to the Metropolitan Planning Committee and sought clearance for this, not the BDA promoting the project. That also has been comprehensively violated. BDA claims that the Cabinet's approval is good enough. It is ridiculous. Cabinet is not the approving authority. It is the Metropolitan Planning Committee and the Town Planning Department, both of which have not approved the project. The third major violation is the fact that this has very, very significant social and environmental impacts, and therefore it qualifies for a proper review under the Environment Protection Act, which it has not gone through, which, as we now gather, is by basically lying on record, by claiming the law doesn't apply. Again, that's a very serious violation because filing wrongful information by senior officials of the government in court amounts to perjury. It's a criminal offence. And that should not be tolerated anymore because thousands and thousands of crores of people's money, taxpayers' money, is being poured into what I would call an elite project. This is a VVIP flyover for no particular reason. And it really is a flyover over ordinary people's lives. You know, it's more than just a steel flyover. It's a metaphor for the way in which governance is operating in this state. It's totally sidestepping people's concerns.
We also saw a response from the BDA, the agency responsible for the steel flyover, and the report that's been put out. The BDA officials refused to comment on camera. However, they did give Shrija their response. Listen in.
We spoke to BDA officials who refused to come on camera because the case against the steel flyover is in court. However, they confirmed to Magic Bricks now that the plan for the steel flyover will violate NGT's Lake Buffer Zone norms. They also told us that this was how it was planned. In fact, we also learned that the state government is planning to challenge the court on the violation of the buffer zone norms. Also, the citizens are, of course, alleging that the DPR of the steel flyover proposes construction on the bund of the Hebbal Lake in a clear violation of NGT norms that prescribe a no construction buffer zone of 75 meters around the lake. Citizens allege it will also violate the Bengaluru Development Authority's own buffer zone norm of 30 meters. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Magic Bricks Now.
But good news for Bangalore, and there is some, in another milestone for Bengaluru's Namma Metro project. It has reached a record 1.9 lakh passengers who used it to commute on the 28th of October. A day before Diwali, as many as 18,000 passengers commuted by the metro in the span of just 1 hour between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. in the East-West Metro corridor. This is the highest passenger turnout that the Bangalore Metro has recorded till date.
Well, on the pre-Diwali day, that's on Friday, we did have an unprecedented rush at the metro station. I think there were a lot of people going out of Bangalore, and I think they chose to travel in the metro. And I think between 6 and 7, there were more than 18,000 people traveled in just 1 hour. It is a record for us. And on that particular day, that is Friday, it was about 1,97,000 people traveled, and that is also a record for us. And well, subsequent day, it was a different story. On a Saturday and Sunday and Monday also, all these 3 days, we had a very low turnover. Perhaps because mostly our riders, our commuters are people who go to office, or people who go to schools and colleges. So since all the 3 days was a holiday, we didn't get that kind of expected turnovers. And anyway, what happens is that we have started the line from Mysore Road to Bayapanalli just about 8 months ago. It's also new to us how people travel on what days they travel and what days they don't travel. And the metro as such has been geared up to meet the people contingency. So if such kind of a festive season is going to happen, now we know that maybe during the Christmas and the New Year, how we can gear up, we'll be increasing our frequency accordingly.
Well, we are very glad, of course, to hear of the numbers travelling by the metro in Bangalore, because that eventually means these people have not used the roads, and that brings down the horrendous traffic that Bangalore is battling. The metro has been a big success in reducing the number of cars on the road on a daily basis. We encourage, of course, the government with the metro project, and we applaud them for the success that it has received so far. A major boost, of course, for the city of Mumbai. Metro Line 2, which is the Dahisar-Chakop-Bandra-Mankud corridor, has been recommended and cleared by the Coastal Regulation Zone. Now, the corridor, which connects the north, south, east and west suburban area, stretches for 40 kilometres and is expected to ferry 21 lakh passengers every day by 2031. According to the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority, or the MMRDA, that's executing the project, the distance between Dahisar and Mankud will be covered in 80 minutes. It's estimated to cost the city, of course, 17,396 crore rupees. In a development, the Amboli police in Andheri have captured all 8 accused of raping a woman in Mumbai. The accused men have been remanded to police custody on the 4th of November, till the 4th of November, until the case is heard by a magistrate court. The police, meanwhile, are continuing their investigation. Ruchi Deshpande brings us this ground report.
I'm standing here in western Andheri suburb of Mumbai in the Amboli area, where a woman was gang raped last night when she was here to search for a house, as you can see in the structures behind me, with her husband last night. Now, according to the police in this area, which are the Amboli police, where the complaint was registered by the victim, 8 accused who gang raped her, according to their statement, have been already arrested by the Andheri police, and they have been remanded to the police custody, according to what the Amboli police have told Magic Bricks. Now, what they further told us is that the 8 accused that are currently in police custody will be produced before an Andheri magistrate court 2 days from now, that is on the 4th of November, after which any further call on them will be taken. Meanwhile, the Andheri police also said that the victim, who was gang raped, did go to Cooper Hospital, which is in the vicinity, and she was subjected to a medical test, results of which are expected by the Amboli police this evening. So as and when we get those results, we will keep you updated about this case only on Magic Bricks Now.
Let's also take a look at what's making news across your city in civic news that's coming in. In Mumbai, the Western Railway proposed an overhaul to fare slabs for the first and the second class season tickets. The move is aimed at increasing revenues. The plan will be implemented only after an approval from the Railway Board. If the structure is accepted, it will be implemented on Central Railway's Central and Harbour lines. The maximum hike on a monthly pass for fare for first class commute has been proposed to be 47%, the second class commute at 38%. Over 100 incidents of fire were reported from several areas of Jaipur during the festive season. The fire department officials have added that control room was buzzing throughout Diwali night. Several incidents were recorded where decorative lights caught fire due to short circuits and set trees nearby on fire. Officials at the SMS Medical College have said that as many as 38 people came into the emergency ward with burn injuries in Jaipur alone in that one hospital. Meanwhile, the police have arrested 2 people in the city for selling highly inflammable Chinese crackers that are banned. And in Tamil Nadu, the Public Health Department is working on an online fever tracking system. This system will enable the government and private doctors to notify infectious diseases and warn residents in case there's a specific outbreak. Officials say that the flu tracker is being developed by the National Informatics Centre and is expected to go live by January. The officials say that the adequate data that they will be able to take preventive measures in the future. Back in Mumbai, Versova, open spaces are fast turning into dumping grounds. Nearly 200 families living adjacent to a prime plot of land opposite the Yari Road bus depot have been living with the stink of dead fishes that are being dried on the plot for nearly a decade. That was not the problem. What's happened now is that the area is turning into a dumping ground. The piece of land, which was once filled with coconut trees, has seen the greens deplete over the years. Suesha Sawant visited that plot and sent us this report.
This land that you see behind me is a prime piece of land which is right opposite the Yari Road bus depot. This used to be completely covered by coconut trees until a decade back, but now it has turned into this dumping ground, and this piece of land which has been taken over by the local fishermen to dry their fishes here. This has greatly decreased the salinity in the soil, and it has completely depleted the greens of this plot, as you see. In fact, adjoining to this plot is the residential colony where the families of the Air India staff live. People find it so difficult to live here because it is constantly stinking. In fact, they have approached the government bodies, the BMC, the local corporators. When Magic Bricks now also got in touch with the BMC, they said that they did not even know about this issue in spite of repeated letters having been sent to them, and even the local corporators refused to talk on camera. But as you see, it is quite difficult for them, and in spite of approaching the government constantly, nothing really concrete has happened. This is Suesha Sawant from Magic Bricks Now.
This whole area was totally green with almost 35 to maybe 50, 60 toddy trees. We used to see the toddy trappers in the morning climbing the trees to remove the pots. Subsequently, around about 96 to 1999, people started drying fish. They were chased away from the seafront near Everest building, so they started using this place to dry their fish.
And it's getting worse and worse. It was not a garbage dump then, it was just a place to sell to dry fish. But now it's just become a dumping ground for thermocol, and for people who want to get rid of their rubble.
I hesitate to open my window. It's like really bad. All you see is trash, fish, garbage.
We've managed to speak to the coolies and the concerned people who are part of the Versova coolie community, but nothing seems to have come through, because whenever we speak to them, they promise something, but nothing is happening.
We have met almost everybody possible, including the gentlemen we've named, including the various assistant commissioners and the K-ward officers, health, roads, shops and establishments, everybody. Nobody has ever done anything substantial to remove all our problems.
We also spoke with Bharti Lavekar, the BJP MLA, who, according to the residents, assured them of her help to solve the issue. We asked her what progress has been made on the ground. She said work will start very soon.
एक दिन में हम एक ये क्लीनिंग ड्राइव ले रहे हैं. अभी यहाँ का हो गया है 2 जगह. हम साफ करते करते वहाँ तक पहुँचने वाले हैं, तो वो भी हम साफ करने वाले हैं. लोगों को साथ में लेके काम करते हैं तो उनका उत्साह भी बढ़ जाता है, और बहुत ज़्यादा लोग इकट्ठा होते हैं तो काम जल्दी हो जाता है. तो वहाँ पर भी हम जाएंगे और वो क्लीन करने वाले.
Well, that's a wrap then on this edition of Urban Debate 360. Thank you so much for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.